Numbers 13. Now that we've punished a woman for doing exactly what her brother did, I assume we're all gonna keep walking along on this journey? But first it's time for another roll call, which truly makes this an unlucky chapter for us. But the payoff is worth it, because this chapter also involves spying, giant grapes, and giant giants. The Lord said to Moses, "Send some men to explore the land of Canaan, which I am giving to the Israelites. From each ancestral tribe send one of its leaders." So at the Lord's command, Moses sent them out from the desert of Paran. All of them were leaders of the Israelites. Great, got it. Please, dear God, do not tell me every single one of their names. I don't care. Just move on to the next part of this story. These are their names. From the tribe of Reuben, Shammua, son of Zakur. From the tribe of Simeon, Shaphat, son of Hori. From the tribe of Judah, Caleb, son of Jephunneh. From the tribe of Issachar, Egal, son of Joseph. From the tribe of Ephraim, Hoshea, son of Nun. From the tribe of Benjamin, Palti, son of Raphu. From the tribe of Zebulun, Gadiel, son of Sodi. From the tribe of Manasseh, a tribe of Joseph, Gadi, son of Susi. From the tribe of Dan, Amiel, son of Gamali. From the tribe of Asher, Sether, son of Michael. From the tribe of Naphtali, Nabi, son of Vophsi. From the tribe of Gad, Geuel, son of Machi. These are the names of the men Moses sent to explore the land. Moses gave Hoshea, son of Nun, the name Joshua. Thank you, sir. May I have another? As I've said before, all of this could have been included in the footnotes. It's like the Bible writers had a contest to see who could steer the most people toward atheism, and someone said, "I got it. I'll make a list of rules everyone has to follow and just ignore child abuse." And then someone else chimed in and said, "Forget that. I'm gonna make God commit acts of genocide. No one would ever want to worship him after that." And then someone else said, "Nice try, you guys, but I'm just gonna bore people out of the religion." And the third guy won. Here's what's weird though. We've heard the names of the tribe's leaders before, and these are not their names. These are different dudes. So are the military leaders different from the tribal leaders? And where have these guys been up until this point? We've been over this. You can't just introduce a new cast of characters in the middle of a story. When Moses sent them to explore Canaan, he said, "Go up through the Negev and on into the hill country. See what the land is like, and whether the people who live there are strong or weak, few or many. What kind of land do they live in? Is it good or bad? What kind of towns do they live in? Are they unwalled or fortified? How is the soil? Is it fertile or poor? Are there trees in it or not? Do your best to bring back some of the fruit of the land." It was the season for the first ripe grapes. So basically, spy on these people so we can decide whether or not to ransack their village. And while you're at it, steal some food, because all those quails are really creating a disturbance in the bathrooms that we do not have. It is very cruel to mention the ripeness of the grapes. A few chapters after telling us about how the Nazarites, the ones making a special vow to God, aren't allowed to touch any grapes. What's next? Getting a supermodel to explain why you should all remain abstinent? So they went up and explored the land from the desert of Zin, as far as Rehob, toward Lebo Hamath. They went up through the Negev and came to Hebron, where Ahiman, Shishai, and Talmahi, the descendants of Anak, lived. Hebron had been built 7 years before Zoan in Egypt. When they reached the valley of Eshcol, they cut off a branch bearing a single cluster of grapes. 2 of them carried it on a pole between them, along with some pomegranates and figs. That place was called the Valley of Eshcol, because of the cluster of grapes the Israelites cut off there. At the end of 40 days, they returned from exploring the land. All that work, over the course of nearly 6 weeks, and they just grabbed a few grapes pomegranates and figs? Are you kidding me? Listen, looting and pillaging is bad. But if you're gonna do it, grab some good stuff. How heavy are these grapes that 2 men needed to carry them on a pole? I'm not that strong, but I can carry at least a handful of pomegranates, a bunch of figs, and at least 37 grapes without even wearing cargo shorts. These guys carried a tabernacle through the desert, but they struggled with fruit? They came back to Moses and Aaron and the whole Israelite community at Kadesh in the desert of Paran. There, they reported to them and to the whole assembly and showed them the fruit of the land. They gave Moses this account: "We went into the land to which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here is its fruit. But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw descendants of Anak there. The Amalekites live in the Negev. The Hittites, Jebusites, and Amorites live in the hill country, and the Canaanites live near the sea and along the Jordan." Well then, I guess you should all leave since they seem to be doing pretty well over there. Not bothering anyone, getting along with their neighbors. But these are people of God, and their entire existence involves injecting themselves into other people's business and ruining everything. I like how excited they are that this place actually flows with milk and honey. They clearly thought that was a metaphor up until now, but then they got there and they found milk and honey, and now they're super excited. It's kind of adorable. Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, "We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it." That may be the most Christian thing I have ever heard. Let's just loot this neighborhood and take it over just because we can. It's like the motto for every church plant ever. But the men who had gone up with him said, "We can't attack those people. They are stronger than we are." And they spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. They said, "The land we explored devours those living in it. All the people we saw there are of great size. We saw the Nephilim there. The descendants of Anak come from the Nephilim. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." There we go. Start the rumors and spread the lies. "You guys, we can't go in there. It's a land of giants." Yeah, that's it. What's that? Oh, behind us? Oh no, that's not a massive grape. Are you crazy? The lie has to be infuriating for everyone though, right? They've been wandering the desert for years, and they're finally at the destination, and now they're being told to leave because the inhabitants are too strong. What was the point of this whole journey then? Quick note about the Nephilim. They may have been mentioned back in Genesis 6 when we talked about how there were giants on the earth back in the day. But those people would presumably have died in the Great Flood, which either means the flood didn't happen or there are multiple sets of giants in the Bible. Anyway, there's no way this is gonna stand. No Christian has ever said, "Let's just walk away and let those nice people live their lives." No. They are totally gonna invade. The only question is how they're gonna overcome their deficiencies. By the way, interesting use of grasshoppers there and not some other tiny insect. Maybe that's because some people would say grasshoppers are the smallest kosher insects. How's that for trivia? After a pointless taking of attendance, the Israelite spies have found a new land to conquer. That is, if they can figure out how to do it. Somehow, they stole food without getting caught, so it doesn't seem like they'll have much trouble fighting these people. But they're actively trying to avoid it, so who knows what'll happen. It is nice, though, to just have an honest chapter about God's people at least plotting to take over other people's property. They've always done that, but they rarely own up to it like this. Don't be fooled by that hesitation near the end.